back in 2012, when London was celebrating the Olympics, someone called Dr. Abbas Khan travelled to Aleppo to provide care to civilians. Tragically, he was murdered there by the regime.
For 24-year-old Karim Al Jian, Dr. Khan's sacrifice was an inspiration. And nearly a decade after his death, Karim, who was born in Aleppo but has lived in Britain since he was 6 months old, became a doctor himself, paying tribute to Dr. Khan on his graduation day.
Well, that tweet has since gone viral and has been seen by Dr. Khan's family, who've been incredibly moved by the gesture. Well, let's speak first of all to Karim now. When did you first become aware of Dr. Abbas Khan's story and what he'd done and what he'd sacrificed?
Hi, so I was quite active on social media because of the situation in Syria, and I used to follow it quite closely because it really affected me on a personal level. And I saw on Twitter actually that this British doctor was killed under detention in Syria, and for me, as a naive 16-year-old boy, it kind of struck a chord in my heart that this doctor, who came to the city I was born in, he wasn't Syrian, and speaking to his family now, he wasn't particularly interested in Syria as a country itself, not the culture, nor the cuisine, nor the political situation, or the history. He went there because there was a crisis in the moment, and from the kindness of his own heart, he wanted to save people's lives.
And your family are from Aleppo, but you came to this country because I understand your dad had an opportunity to train as a psychiatrist here in the UK. So this is as home as far as you've known it. And yet the situation, obviously, back at the country of origin of your parents was so desperate. And of course, Dr. Khan, well, as you say, wasn't Syrian, wasn't British, but had left London to go there to do some good. At the time, I think, when you heard his story, you wanted to be a journalist, but you chucked that old career out the way and changed your mind to do something else.
That's correct, yeah. So I'm not trying to get in your good book in any way, I promise, saying that I wanted to be a journalist. I think journalists are really inspiring people, and in a way, that the situation with journalists across the world runs in parallel with healthcare workers. You see journalists going to these areas like Syria, where they go to disseminate the truth, they go to share what's going on, and ultimately there's people who don't want them to share that, and there's repercussions, whether it's violent or whether there's slander against them. And for me, seeing what Abbas did, going to hospitals, treating civilians, first in Turkey and then he crossed into Syria to try to save people's lives too, it inspired me to change my career path. I'm still very much inspired by journalists. I think it's a very brave career to pursue. But I think were it not for Abbas, I would have definitely pursued that career.
But I mean, it's interesting to turn away from journalism and to medicine. That's quite a big and dramatic move. And training as a doctor, I've got a doctor in my family. I know how full-on and intensive that gets as well. So it's one thing to say, right, I want to do that. It's another thing to actually do it. Were there times where you were going through your training where you're thinking, what on earth did I decide to do this?
Almost every week. Yeah, med school is quite tough, and it gets tougher when you have personal issues going on. Of course, being from Syria, I've had some loved ones pass away. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of family members from Aleppo who are now refugees scattered across the world, from Germany, Denmark to Canada. So yeah, at a very personal level, it's affected me. But at the same time, I've had great support from the student support services at my medical school in Brighton. And being inspired from Abbas, I'm really keen to pursue this this notion that of me going to countries that are stricken by conflict or disaster, and not necessarily Syria. It could be anywhere.
Well, we're all so happy to hear from you, because
yeah.
it's incredibly worthy, and I know someone who's going to be even more touched and delighted to hear about this and want to talk to you directly, I'm sure. And that is Dr. Khan, the man who inspired you's mum, Fatima Khan. Fatima, I know you were moved by the tweet, and hearing him speak, I'm sure, adds to this, because the pain that you went through with the horrific way Dr. Abbas Khan was treated, your son was treated, and ultimately lost his life trying to do so much good. You actually had to go out to the country yourself, didn't you? Because you weren't getting the support you needed to find him. Tell us about what you went through first.
Oh, it was a horrible experience. I mean, going into a war zone itself, it's not a good experience. Everywhere you are, you know, seeing bomb blast and gunfire and security everywhere. It was horrible. I was happy, and my son was happy that he's going to be released, but God knows what happened. But Karim, I'm so thankful to you. You made me feel so proud. I'm so happy. God bless you, son. And now I can say proudly that my five sons are doctors, but Karim is sixth son. So all my 6 sons are NHS employed, and they are up front in this coronavirus. And I'm really thankful, Karimi. God bless you.
That is a lovely tribute.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
Most welcome. I must talk about, I was very down with this, my son's death, and everybody, my Asian community blamed that, oh, God punished you because you are a business lady, you do this, you do that. So I was just down, but suddenly after a year, we come to know that King's College, like an angels, they are going to give award every year on my son's name, Dr. Abbas Khan Medal, to one of the humanitarian doctor worker. That is really honor. I'm thankful to King's College team, and my generations are grateful to King's College. This thing is made me stand and keep going for the rest of my life. And my son, Dr. Abbas Khan's son, wants to do medicine as well.
Amazing.
Well,
He's
look,
in
I mean,
Trinity doing his
be,
GCSE.
I mean, I'm sure it doesn't take any of the pain away that you feel daily for his loss, but the pride of his spirit to go and do that good, and what that spirit has now engendered in Karim and all those others that will benefit from what you say King College is going to do, must give you something to go forward.
That's right. Karim made me feel proud after so many years. God bless you, son. I'm proud of you and I'm thankful to you. Thanks for this honor.
Well, Karim, you can't give up doctoring now, can
no,
you?
and also, by the way, Karim, you've got 5 more brothers all of a sudden as well.
Yeah. Sixth is Karim,
The more the merrier.
Amazing. Well, look, it's lovely to speak to you both. Congratulations, Karim, on graduating, and undoubtedly you will put your inspiration and your motivation to good work. And we're thrilled for you, Fatima, and your family, that there's going to be the Dr. Abbas Khan Award at King's College in his name. His legacy will live on for many, many years, which is testament to what he was doing.
And particularly for those doctors that were doing what he was doing, going out and doing that incredible humanitarian work, which is so...
We are so sorry for your loss, but really glad we could share his story and the inspiration that he's provided already. So thank you both very much for joining us this morning.